focus here because of a very bizarre finish yesterday in the win over Washington. This is near the end of the play. Now watch the runner at third for Washington, which represents the tying run. And the third base coach makes some contact, but what really caused the issue was the little push towards home plate to get him off the bag. Third base umpire saw that, and he made the call that the base coach had interfered with the base runner, and the call was the correct one, but it came at the spot where it ended the game. So a game ended in very unusual fashion, and one lesson that the Idaho kids have taken from that is that you can request time from an umpire, but that doesn't mean it's going to be granted.
Very true. I was able to talk to the coaches earlier today, and they said that's one thing they just wanted to reiterate to their kids going into today's game is, hey, just because you ask for time doesn't mean it's been granted. These umpires have a job to do.
We can discuss more as the telecast goes on about a conversation you and I had, Dallas, with the umpiring supervisor here in San Bernardino about why time is not always granted by the umpire. That's George Rodriguez, who, by the way, was the third base umpire in yesterday's Idaho-Washington game. So he's the umpire that made the call and the coach's interference with the base runner. But everything that we have seen, that we saw live and watching the tape afterwards, it certainly seems that George Rodriguez, who's the plate umpire today, made the correct call and calls as the third base umpire yesterday.
He did a great job. We were able to kind of dissect that video and rewind it a few times in the truck. And you can tell he was paying attention. He was anticipating the flow of the game, which is one of the things they do talk about. And he did a great job there of allowing the play to develop and continue. And he absolutely made the right call.
And the message that I think both you and I took away from our meeting with the umpire supervisor yesterday is that Little League wants to keep the pace of play going. They say if you call time, that stunts the game. It stops the game. Nothing can happen offensively or defensively if time is granted. So the umpires say, unless we need to call time to get back into our position, if the base comes off and we feel that one of the players is hurt, we will grant time. But otherwise, they will be reluctant to call time to cause the defense to have to create and get out of their own mess, in essence. That's a ground ball to second. Stewart makes the flip to short, and that's the put out to win the inning.